Guys, I'll guess you give it a shot. Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. Because I always watch Channel 5. Also, why did you link it at 1 minute timestamp? Is it bad at the beginning?
All of the real estate that is only used for billionaires, right? That they only come here, you know, 1/3 of the time or just one day a year just to do their little trade. All of those 3-story apartments in downtown Manhattan, in midtown Manhattan, that mostly remain empty, we should take those over. The working class should take those over, and they should give housing to all of the people. There is an incredible housing crisis, right?
You can't afford to fucking live in this town.
Yeah.
Money that people get is not enough to pay rent.
I don't think New York City survives a Mamdani victory. Crime goes up, taxes.
If you cannot afford a house, you absolutely cannot afford to maintain and clean or even get food up to your fucking place if you live in a fucking penthouse. What the fuck are you talking about? Brother, if you cannot afford any house or rent a house, you're not paying the fucking power bill and shit and that comes with in those apartments. Brother, people think, I hate this level 1 thinking, like literally level 1 out of 100. Thinking process. You think that a house is just, oh, it's just, you're going out. Brother, you have to maintain it. There's upkeep costs. Who pays that?
Go up, people leave.
We survived Andrew Cuomo being the governor of this state. We will survive anything, and we are actually going to do more than just survive. We're going to thrive in this city.
Fuck Cuomo, let's go Zohran. We're gonna turn this country socialist. Socialism to me means equity, not equality. Unfortunately, we're not all equal. I come from extreme privilege, yo, and I want everyone to have the same privileges that I have. Shout out Andrew Callahan. Y'all doing great work.
You know, the Democratic Party and its establishment has failed us, not only as young people, but as Americans.
New York is an incredibly wealthy city. It's the wealthiest city on the planet. Why is it that we have homeless people? Why is it that we have people without homes, people that can't afford to pay their rent? It's only because the billionaires, this tiny, tiny minority of society, is leeching all of the wealth.
No. Yeah! Let's go Cuomo! Let's go, Cuomo! We must fight to keep capitalism in our country. Capitalism allows what? Freedom, free enterprise. Mamdani is for control, government control.
Check this guy actually has all the zero level 1 thinking process. Thinking that if somebody didn't have this money, somebody else would have it is literally level 1 thinking. It's like you go into a server, okay? You're level 1 and you do attack with your right click. That's it. It's like, really, dude?
He talks about not having private
not right.
property.
It's completely incorrect.
He talks about taking back the means of production. He talks about taxing white people more than other kinds of people. Government supermarkets.
Fast and free buses, universal child care, abolish...
If a CEO has a company and makes a lot of money, that money, do you think that if they weren't making that money, you think that this goes to the people? You think that the people make that money? You think if some guy makes a company, you think that Amazon, if they weren't selling the product and doing all they're doing, right? The dollar would go to you? There's no way you think that. This is like a zero IQ thinking. What?
Commodity, fast and free.
People more than other kinds of people. Government supermarkets.
Fast and free buses, universal child care, abolish the commodity form, seize the means of production, all that good stuff.
What do you think?
I mean, he's got good policies.
He's hot, he's Muslim, and from everyone I know, I've heard he's hung like a donkey.
He backs terrorists.
He's a jihadist.
I think there's a lot of
If I gave the addict the funds, he would spend the money on more drugs. Some of these people don't understand how reinvesting money works as well.
Yeah, I mean,
have you ever heard of the phrase the great transfer of wealth? Where do you think that wealth is transferring from? The poor to the wealthy. The poor are getting poorer while the rich get richer.
Okay, yeah. So that comment gave me a little bit of a. I think my brain's starting to attack itself. Huh? Chat said the chat saying he's right actually gives me a headache. I gotta be honest with you. None of you guys took any sort of econ class. Nobody went. Let's be honest. You did not take any. Whether it's fucking econ 101, macro, micro. You did not go in any. It is such a bro. I can't. I'm over it.
Especially in swing districts that shy away from issues such as free Palestine or trans healthcare or things that may seem scary, but in reality, those issues and Zohran not being afraid to back down is what's keeping his volunteer base here.
You know what? Fuck them.
You want to do something? You want to stand up? Start riding bicycles. Buy a rabbit, kill it, eat it. You go hunting season, you go get 2-3 deers, you chop it up, you take it to your house, you're great for the whole year. That's how I go against the system.
I don't really know nothing about that. I just play basketball all day. Have a wonderful day, y'all.
You guys want weed?
Hell yeah, I think a little bit of weed.
I may recommend everyone needs to give me everything for free because I'm lazy.
Ladies
and don't
and
want to get a
gentlemen,
job
you're
at
watching
Classic and
Channel
Gentlemen in
5. My name-
2025 xQcl.
Okay.
My name is Andrew Callahan, and this is the first installment of our New York City mayoral election coverage. From a content perspective, we have an action-packed schedule for you guys. From Saddam, live on the streets of Brooklyn, speaking to the people, to the actual
The guy used an economic concept that does not apply in that scenario. The guy implying earlier that the economy is like a zero-sum game where the fucking people, oh guys, if these guys weren't rich, everybody would be richer. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. It's not zero-sum game. You're a dumbass.
Demonstration of a private Andrew Cuomo-sponsored young professional luncheon in Manhattan, which, by the way, was hosted by the Cool Girls for Capitalism collective.
I designed the shirt. Shout out to Canva. It says Cool Girls for Capitalism. I didn't love him when he was governor. I think that he's not handled a lot of things well.
We also have a sit-down interview with the 27-year-old Chi Ossé, who is the youngest New York City council member in city history and represents the neighborhoods of Crown Heights and Bed-Stuy. So the Cuomo and Chi Ossé segments I just mentioned.
A thriving business that works globally, internationally, selling products and shit like that to other countries, make money from other countries. Money comes back and they pay tax or whatever. That goes back to the system. That inherently benefits. Oh yeah, but dude, I packaged the product. I should be paid $100,000. I packaged the product that went to fucking Sweden or China. Bro. Jesus Christ, bro. Let's be honest. You're a hardcore socialist.
Are hosted by our brave and dedicated social media manager, January 6th participant, John Peter Scatini, aka the homie JP, who's been working behind the scenes at Channel 5 for 4 years, slicing together clips like his life depends on it and keeping the 5 train rolling forward. So shout out to Saddam and JP for their fantastic coverage.
What is that?
I love Sliwa, yeah.
Oh, please don't be glazing me here, Zohran.
I'm sure some of you guys might be thinking, Andrew, this is great, but why the heck weren't you there? Wrong. Well, compadre, I was down in Mexico shooting original content with our Canal 5 Latinoamerica street team and documenting the festivities surrounding Mexico's glorious Independence Day. Mira.
Viva Mexico!
Viva Mexico, cabrones!
Single issue voter, but I think everything.
Canal 5, a totally separate channel. Comment in the description box of this video. So if you want to give it a sub, a like, a comment, I would really, really appreciate it. Gracias. All right, back to New York.
Oh, sorry. Hello. What's up? How's it going? Who'd you vote for?
Mamdani.
Why?
You know, I hate to say I'm a single issue voter, but I think everything boils down to like an unequal distribution of wealth and like any candidate that's willing to speak to.
Okay. Hold on. Get chat, guys. I actually agree with a lot of what this guy says, right? And yeah, bro, what if I do I care? And bro, obviously I'm not into politics that much. I guess some mayor race, I don't give a fuck that much, right? This guy, I think, has great also other policies or whatever. But the takes about econ are fucking dog shit, and he knows he's speaking to zero IQ people, okay? That fucking fall for the guys. When I'm mayor, the guys that are a billion in my city, the money that they got, dude, it's done. Hey, bro, it's good. It's gonna go back to your pocket. Yo, their money, when I'm in, that's your money. That's right, dude. Like, Jesus Christ. Really, dude?
Ability to make things a little bit more livable for people that are in, you know, the 99.99%
with somebody
of humans.
On most things
I'm
and he's wrong about other things.
We will make buses free by replacing the revenue that the MTA currently gets from buses. This is revenue that's around $700 million or so. That's less money than Andrew Cuomo gave to Elon Musk in $959 million in tax credits when he was the governor.
He's pretty witty. You know, he puts his words together just like a nice rapper would.
Go ahead, make a rap for United.
Please stop.
He understands his linguistic communicating abilities, and he's been around like-minded individuals. I understand why he's so pressed on the concern with our given times today.
Zohran.
Zohran? Yeah, why's that? Why's that?
We need a change. We need something different. Yeah. They always promise us the same old stuff, you know? So we need somebody who could relate, somebody younger, somebody who's willing for change.
I think he's running to make things different, for real. Now everybody's threatened. Because why? Because he's a Muslim.
Now, you know what? I'm not even going to tolerate this. As we all know, the New York skyline was rearranged by jihadists.
It's not just about New York City. It's a battle for the soul of our nation.
This country is about what you are. It's not who you are. It's about what you are.
Mamdani, definitely voting for Mamdani, feel very comfortable voting for him. And it upsets me to see him being framed as a communist, as anti.
Chat, why are the candidates so fucking dog shit? I always ask this chat because I feel like sometimes I look at the candidates and I'm like, okay, this guy's got a few bad takes. He's got a few good ones. The other guy, he has like one half good take. It's like, dude, is there nobody else?
Semitic. I don't think he's anti-Semitic. He can be pro-Palestinian without being anti-Semitic.
There's hella Jews who are anti-Zionist and who support Zohran, and there's hella New Yorkers who are not crazy, liberal fucking freaks. Whatever the Republican media wants to say, like conservative media, Democratic media. Everybody just wants the best for each other and the people around them, and we want to love each other and just be able to, you know, do our own things in peace.
To understand Zohran's meteoric rise, which was largely carried by social media platforms the establishment calls Gen Z platforms like Instagram and TikTok, it may help to understand the rise of a different New York politician who came before Zohran, using the same tactics.
Okay, we're here. Thank you for your time, for sitting down with us. Could we just start by you telling us your name and your position?
Sure. I'm New York City Council member Chi Ossé. I represent the 36th City Council District. That includes Bed-Stuy and Crown Heights in Brooklyn.
Before running for office at 22, Chi Ossé developed a following on social media through his coverage of the BLM protests in New York back in 2020.
The Black Lives Matter movement really brought me into this world by chance. I took to the streets after, the first 48 hours after George Floyd was murdered and started documenting a lot of what was happening on the ground in the streets of New York City at these protests and seeing a lot of crazy shit, right? Like police pepper spraying people and hitting people with their cars and knocking people with barricades. And none of this was being documented on, MSNBC and CNN, where we were seeing a lot of looting. And I was just using my iPhone to live stream. There was a lot of Instagram Live back then and posting on social media, and people were following and watching what I was doing. And I started speaking at some of these protests just about, a lot of the inequities within our city, especially when it came to budget matters, and started organizing with some people on the ground who were sharing some of the same sentiments that I was. I decided to run for city council myself and ran an extremely grassroots campaign.
Am I allowed to run,
was 22 years old when I first
launched.
Ran against a 40-year Democratic establishment. Utilized very different
As a Canadian, I'm allowed to?
strategies in running a city council race, and I think we were running it like we thought we were running for president of the United States, and learned a lot in the process, and ended up winning and getting elected at 23 years old. So.
And you were the youngest city councilman
in the history
of the city, right?
Yeah,
That's at least on
I'll say New York.
I like to claim that, but there is this one dude. His name is William Rivera. He was a council member up in the Bronx, who I think got elected at 22.
Okay.
But his dad was the council member before him.
Okay.
So I may be the youngest council member without
some political
nepotism.
family. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll let you claim it.
Cut that shit. Yeah. I'm youngest council member in history.
When did you first meet Zohran?
Oh man, I think I met Zohran at a New York Working Families Party rally post 2020.
Guys, this seems it seems like a tangent to me. It's like a sideline interview. Bruh, video's long enough. Come on, bruh.
Energy given by some people in the streets of Brooklyn, Saddam also noticed a lot of apathy and picked up on a sense of jaded disillusionment as to the possibility of real change in the quality of life.
I don't believe anybody.
Right.
Because they're all crooks anyway. They do everything for themselves anyway.
Yeah.
So, blue and white, Yankees all day.
I don't really know nothing about that. I just play basketball all day. That's all I really do.
Fair enough.
Have a wonderful day, y'all.
Cuomo or Mamdani?
I don't even know, man. I haven't really into that right now.
Oh, all right.
Sorry about that, man.
Cuomo or
Some
Mamdani?
packages, man.
Neither one.
Everybody's for sale. Everybody's going to get bought at that
time.
Answer. So no matter what you do, it's always going to be the same end result.
Yeah, because it's everything's fucked. So we just watched South Park, and it's easier to deal with life that way.
Could you ever
Hard to
trust
deal with
any
it.
politician ever for real?
Probably.
How? Because if you don't take the time to look into both candidates, you don't have the time and the energy to do that. I know it's your civic duty, but it's okay to admit to yourself that you don't have enough time and you didn't do it, and you don't participate because you don't want to vote for somebody that doesn't actually stand for what you believe in, because you don't even know what they stand for, because you don't need to do the research for it. And let's be honest, not everybody that votes actually does the research and looks at the stuff. They just go with fucking vibes. That's brain dead. And there's somebody not vote because they didn't take the time. There's somebody who votes and didn't take the time. Dumbass.
Everybody just needs to get a little more stoned.
Yeah. Do you guys want weed?
I don't take any side.
You don't take any side?
I don't take any side.
Okay.
Yet beneath the mask of nihilism came several sage tidbits of wisdom.
Pain comes from a lack of understanding. Once you figure out and sit in your feelings and find clarity with the situation that you're going through, your pain will go away because you will start to understand where it's coming from.
You got opportunities here. And if you don't take advantage of that, then I don't know what to tell you. You know?
True.
So for all these American people, you want to do something, you want to stand up, buy yourself a bicycle. Everybody, this whole country, start riding bicycles.
Dude.
You get healthy, you breathe better, you save money. On top of that, start growing your own vegetables. Start growing your own fruits. You understand?
We need land for
Buy
that,
a
though.
rabbit, kill it, eat it.
What?
You go hunting season, you go get 2-3 deers, you chop it up, you take it to your house, you're great for the whole year. You don't need cows, you don't need chicken, all right? You don't need eggs. That's how I go against the system.
All right, fair
I
enough,
don't
man.
eat eggs. Eggs is $10 a dozen. You know what? I could do without it. So think about it, people. This is how we're gonna fight this country, the politicians and their decisions on what they wanna do with us. We decide what we wanna do with us. I decide what I do with me. Not the mayor, not the governor, me.
It's important to remember that sometimes, no matter what's going on, whether we're on the brink of nuclear warfare or a natural disaster, a solid fraction of the population is living in their own world at all times. For real. Anyways,
as the New York City mayoral race has heated up, we've seen every type of...
Chad, why is there reports that are always so different to
as
one
the
another?
New York City...
I've seen these stats be fucking like 90 to 10. I've seen them to be 40, 60. Why do they all change all the time? I don't get it. What it is? Bro, people need to stop doing the polls. The polls can fucking suck it. Okay? Yo, here comes my zero IQ take. This is zero IQ. I am zero IQ. The polls can suck all of it. If you want to vote for somebody, stop looking at the polls, care about the polls. How about you vote for whatever the fuck you want to vote? Not because they have a chance of winning, not because they're gonna whatever. How about you vote for what you stand for? But the reality is, you stand for nothing. Because you don't know what the fuck's going on. You vibe vote. You're a vibe voter. Everybody's a vibe voter.
We've seen every type of mainstream institution try and influence things one way or another. And depending on which network you watch in the morning, you're either attending a rally for justice or participating in a leftist mob takeover of the streets. That's the thing about how major outlets frame politics right now. Narratives are crafted in boardrooms, far, far away from the people actually. Which means we can keep making videos.
Vibes from Brooklynites, Saddam headed to Forest Hills, Queens, to the Zohran, Bernie Sanders, and AOC rally, where he was first met by a local communist outside, slanging newspapers for the people.
I am a communist. Yes, I'm with the Revolutionary Communists of America. I think that a lot of New Yorkers see Zohran as a glimmer of hope in a vast political landscape which is totally barren. The fact that he's, talking about affordability, he's talking about cheaper rent, he's talking about, cheaper rent, cheaper.
I think that philosophically, okay, anything too pure in our world cannot work. This is my take. I'm the philosopher today, Kat. You don't have to listen to me. I don't give a fuck. Pure capitalism, pure communism, all fucking dog shit. There has to be some sort of hybrid that works that really englobes all the flaws of humans. It's why we have a fucking social democracy. Yo, oh my god, socialism is bad. I agree with you. But the system that we live in is a social democracy, believe it or not. It's kind of a hybrid. It is though. It is. And if you think it's not, you're a dumbass.
Grocery prices, right? I think that is all something that is worth fighting for. The only problem is, how do we actually get that? how do we actually make that happen, right? And what we are here to say is that Zohran should decide who his enemies are and who his friends are. And we think that his enemies are the establishment Democrats, the Democratic Party as a whole, who is going to try to drag him down and prevent him from actually meeting his policies, because cheaper rent means going against the landlords, right? It means going against the interests of quite powerful landlords in the city of New York. It means going against the grocery store capitalists, which have quite a powerful lobby, right? One of the grocery store bosses, he said of Gristedes, right? He said that he was going to pull out of New York City if Zohran won, right? We would say, sure, pull out, and we will take over your grocery stores, right? And we will use them for cheaper groceries, and we will take over the entire food industry, because that's something that can be done if the working class is organized.
And then the working class people will have no place to eat and no place to buy their food. Because the working class people, some of whom get EBT and some who don't, rely upon good grocery stores with good food, with good produce, and not the government that doesn't even know how to run a grocery store. In New York, they haven't run grocery stores. They do have food pantries, but people need proper grocery stores with fresh, good, reliable food.
That's what we got. Like, in Quebec,
Though obviously a minority, the Cuomo supporters who did show up to the Zohran rally to protest were among some of the most vocal.
Andrew Cuomo is a lifelong New Yorker. He grew up in Queens, just a couple of miles from here. On a nice day, you could walk there. He's an experienced, knowledgeable person who has brought good programs and good architecture projects into the city and into the state. LaGuardia Airport, different bridges, the train station, and other things also over the years. So no, he is not a perfect person, and neither am I. Neither is anybody. But we have choices of who is on the ballot. And Mamdani has no background, no experience, no knowledge, and he keeps doing things to incite, to get different groups to be fighting one another. And I'm Jewish. Even if I wasn't Jewish, I would feel this way. He is inciting. And if you call him on any of those things, he says,
inciting what, though?
It's an Islamophobia. Everybody is afraid of the Muslims or doesn't like Muslims. And Cuomo believes in bringing everyone together. I was just at a rally, and that's what he spoke about.
Black, white, brown, public unions, private unions, middle class, all together, fighting for fairness and justice and the values that this country represents.
Has Mamdani ever even worked in a supermarket?
Yo, is this the only guy that they could find that has a chance of getting mayor? Like, the city is cooked. The city is cooked. Everything is cooked. Is that the only guy they had? He sounds like he's crying.
Run a supermarket? He doesn't know the first thing about food distribution, keeping fresh food on the shelves, managing the supermarket. There's a lot involved because we're dealing with public health. And what's the underlying assumption with all residential real estate?
She's still talking.
I used to be a real estate accountant. That's why I'm just not speaking off the top of my head here.
Oh!
Is that the tenants pay the expenses in the building, but the costs of everything are going up. The utilities, the maintenance, the staff. We cannot just have a rent freeze, because what happens when the rent is too low, the maintenance in the building...
Can I get a word in?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that what we are seeing in the city is a rent crisis beyond any scale. I mean, rent has been going up year after year after year. And yeah, it is incredibly unaffordable, right? And I think that actually I would support a rent freeze, right? What I would support even more is capping at rent at 10%. This lady, she's saying that she's worked in real estate.
If you rent freeze and everything fucking goes up, the price of everything goes up, and there's like massive, inflation or whatever, right? And it stays frozen, and these guys can't even afford to run the building, what the fuck are they gonna do? I don't get it. People that own the shit, like if they can't afford, if it doesn't make sense, then GG. Guys, it's kind of like a casino, in my opinion, right? If you have a property that you rent out, right? You're always gonna set it up in a way that's making profits, right? Nobody, I don't think anybody says, guys, I'm renting out my house at a loss. Yay! So they always win, right? This sucks it's like that, right? But they made the investment. They always win. I don't think there's any world where these guys would deliberately do it so it's at a loss. And if it's at a loss for too long, if you freeze it for too long, what happens then? If it doesn't make sense for them, I mean, what happens then? I don't get it. Huh? I feel like it doesn't. You know what? I don't understand this topic yet. Maybe I need more information.
State, then you might know that there is a tremendous amount of real estate that is totally empty in the city. The amount of commercial real estate in downtown New York is tremendous.
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah. Let's go, Cuomo. Let's go, Cuomo.
I'm only supporting Cuomo because Sliwa can't win.
I respect him, but 13 is an interesting number.
I'm here as a pro-Israel anti-socialist protesting Mamdani and his cohorts who have come to my neighborhood to spew their nonsense about socialism and anti-Zionism.
He's a jihadist.
Well, he certainly won't denounce the jihadists. That's for sure.
Dude, she somehow looks like the guy who goes into all the videos. You know the guy chat that like goes into all these like Channel 5 videos, but in woman form. No? That's literally, that's him.
Just from the place he came from, a freaking shithole. And he wants to spread his socialism, communism, jihadists.
Do you think people will leave if Mamdani wins?
You know what?
Look at the
A
hoodie.
lot of people have a lot of money invested here. We'll survive him. We survived de Blasio. We'll survive, right? It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but we'll survive. We're not running. We don't run. We don't run. We're not running. Jews don't run.
All the taxes that he expects to collect to pay for all his free
IDF! 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 IDF!
Okay.
IDF!
Okay.
IDF! 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 IDF!
Okay.
After catching some of the worst vibes imaginable, Saddam decided it was time to go inside to the rally and see what's up.
Jesus, man. Like playing, just loud and annoying and obnoxious.
I would define socialism with community. I think socialism is actually caring about the community you live in and are involved with. So when I hear Zohran actually express the values of socialism, they actually sound helpful. They sound communal. It's like, do we want to all survive and live in this together healthily or not?
You know, it's too expensive to live.
I think the Democratic Party has a bit of an identity crisis, and the younger generation is speaking up as loudly as it knows how to. And if the older generation isn't listening, we're going to have a problem. And the thing is, like, if they actually want our vote, which, by the way, they do, they need it, then they got to listen to it, man. And we're speaking for AOC. We're speaking for Zohran. We're speaking with Bernie. And yeah, man, I think partnership, it lies with this. I think Zohran represents a big change.
Yeah. He's not afraid to embrace tough issues like Israel-Palestine. He was quick to say it's a genocide, it's apartheid, in a way, in a time that, like, people were not willing to face that sort of criticism about Israel.
And I also think public safety is a really big one, but I think so many communities, no matter where you go, like I was talking to a friend in Jamaica and a friend in Pelham Parkway in the Bronx, and we all talked about public safety. And I think so many people think, you know, more police, but in fact, there's so many mental health issues, and I think the Department of Community Safety would be absolutely life-changing to addressing those issues, and it would be a platform and a program that would also be sensitive to LGBTQ people, BIPOC people, and communities that are often left out of decisions.
And I think the Mamdani campaign is, you know, in a similar vein, standing up for the things that Democrats have always said they believe in, but that we have to be, you know, stronger and fight harder for.
What you cannot replicate is authenticity and personality, and I think that's something that you can see through how someone communicates online a lot of the time. In addition to that, the values really matter, right? Like, I think what makes, you know, Zohran successful in that form of media is that not only is he reaching and speaking the language of the internet, right? he's speaking to an audience that wants to hear and wants to see a politician fighting for affordability, right? Wants to hear a politician speaking about how rents are skyrocketing and what they'll do about it, right? Not every politician can do that, right?
Yeah,
you can do the
correct,
videos,
it's the name of the game these days.
Speak about what you're going to do to solve.
Chat, it's the name of the game these days. Politicians have tried to do it in presidential races forever, okay? And the reality is that a lot of them fail at it, right? And Democrats, I feel like, are always behind this shit, and now they think they're doing pretty good. So I mean, this ends up being W for everybody, because if the other guys don't like it because they lose, then they'll do it the next time, and then it's like becomes like a race. It keeps it competitive.
The problems that people within those spaces are very passionate about, and I think that authenticity and values systems are lacking in maybe some of the replications that we do see other electeds attempt to do online.
I know there's Hakeem Jeffries, there's Chuck Schumer, there's all these guys, but if they're not tapping into the culture, then they're missing the point. Vote for Zohran. New York City is not for sale, baby. Come on.
Welcome. Join us. You know, the water is warm. We won't even make you change your sex. You could just show up and we can make things cheaper and better and less corrupt.
I have been supporting Zohran since the beginning of the campaign. I believe that he is the mayor we need to actually, make sure that the labor movement has a secure place and a secure standing to rebuild a new.
How am I wrong? David, you completely, I can't.
New York, continue building in New York.
How is what I said bad?
And take it to people like Jeff Bezos, who are every single day keeping their foot on the necks of Amazon workers across the country.
Most obvious shit.
A year ago, I was arrested on a picket line by when Amazon tried to interfere with what was happening on the picket line. They arrested me, a bunch of other Teamster leaders, and the reality is people didn't do anything.
Brother, I had to say it, and this was maybe not out of touch, but the reality is that connecting with the younger viewers, younger voters, they've been trying to do this shit for fucking decades, okay? Now they're doing a lot more with it. Bro, say what you want about any candidate. Trump was on the fucking, all the podcasts with the whatever fucking, all the bros and the whatever, and the aid, of course, and does all this shit, right? All the bullshit AI memes, cringe, he does all of it that appeals to at least to some form, some relatability to the younger people. What do we get on the opposite side? What do you get on the fucking Democrats? Let me get. You get the fucking Shake Shack with fucking Unk or whatever the fuck podcast. What else do you get? You get Pokemon Go to the Polls fucking type shit. Brother, they have to lock in, and this is an example where they do lock in, and look, I think it's paying off dividends, buddy. Like, what else about it?
To stop that, and Zohran is he's been an ally for labor unions across the city. I think he'll continue to be, and I hope that in the future we'll see some real success with him as an ally.
And Zohran seems separate from a Democratic establishment platform. He's
AOC playing Among Us and fucking Kamala Fortnite map. That's what we get. That's what we get. All the fucking brain rotters get fucking Trump AI dog shit. Bunch of other. But no, the Fortnite map is gonna save it, guys. Surely.
Seems like his own guy.
What the fuck?
Everything he's done has displayed that he's been pro-worker. From the fact that he was on hunger strike with the taxi drivers to many things beyond that. I just want to be very clear. I'm not here as a representative of the union. I'm speaking as a volunteer.
I think Zohran's run, his primary win, and hopefully this general election win will show the party that people crave these ideals, or these democratic socialist ideals. They want someone who is going to fight to make their lives more affordable, and is able to do it because they are unbought and unbossed, right? There is millions, tens of millions of dollars spent against Zohran to try to beat him in the primary, and he won by.
He does. They're going to raise it from small donors. Interesting.
Millions, tens of millions.
Guys, no shot they're funding all these guns with the small. Bro, they must be getting millions in donations from other big guys, no? 600K is fucking peanuts. What the fuck is that?
Millions of dollars spent against Zohran to try to beat him in the primary.
Really?
And he won by 12 points, right? Because people are starting to see past this old way of doing politics. They're craving this new wave of democratic socialist electeds who, again, are standing on business for some of the things that they're fighting for because they are not, owned by these corporations. And whether it's Medicare for all, a Green New Deal with 100% union jobs, whether it's an arms embargo to Israel and ending the genocide in Gaza, and what the DSA is doing is showing that there is a better alternative.
What do you think of Curtis Lewa?
I love how much of a hater he is, and he's a true New Yorker, and how he bashes Andrew Cuomo is artistic and incredible.
No, Siwa's a G. Listen, I would never vote for him, but if I could grab a beer with Siwa just to hear stories, I'd listen to every single one of them, man. But I can't believe it.
Is this causing kind of like a split vote, where the guys on kind of like one side of the spectrum and they're fighting each other, and they're making a split vote between that side, and the other guys are getting pure vote? No? Is that how that works?
On that stage, yeah.
I fuck with him.
Yeah, I mean, listen, dude.
Oh,
if I could go on a road trip and be like, tell me about your life, man. Most entertaining trip of my life, swear to God.
All of a sudden, some gorilla pops up in front of me who had been stuffed under the dashboard. He's popping a 38 right down at my three-piece set, my lower extremities, not the knife, spoon, and fork. And all of a sudden, he says, take this, you son of a bitch, boom, and he fires.
Curtis Sliwa, Donald Trump, Eric Adams, these are three men who should not have been in politics and should have been on reality TV. They need to be on Bravo.
Yeah,
you know what
Curtis
I mean?
could drop into a Bravo show tomorrow.
We were unfortunately put in the wrong timeline to get some of those folks to think that they should run for office, but like I just needed them to just be messy queens on TV.
I wonder.
And like guests on the Wendy Williams show.
How do you feel about Cuomo?
You understand?
Man,
I don't agree. Guys, in any system, you have to find ways to win, okay? And the reality is that if you lose somebody who does charades to win, buddy, next time you have to do better. Yo, it doesn't matter what you do, but what happens if some evil person studies what to do to win, and out of nowhere, boom, next election, out of nowhere, takes it by storm, actually wins because he knows what to do to win because he's a meta player. You'll lose. Yo, if you played StarCraft before, you could be the best player in the world and lose to a loser. You know how I know that? I was a loser. I did only fucking 7 racks player rush, and I would win against pro players in tournaments where you would have to qualify to get. And that's kind of how it is, man. Like, you have to lock in. It's not the end of the I'm just telling you.
I feel like Cuomo is your standard politician. He's a man in a suit that's caring about green more than he's caring about us. So Cuomo isn't special to me. He isn't different to me. I feel like we've seen thousands of him if we've been watching. So yeah, I wouldn't vote for him if my life depended on it.
Yeah, what an embarrassing individual, failed leader, disgraced governor.
I just think, he's basically been in office my entire life. I'm 26 years old, and I think that even if, like, when I do debate people, I'm like, we've already seen him, and we've already seen how he runs the government. We've seen, the 6 train getting messed up on weekends because he cut funding to the MTA, and we've seen, New York's leadership go in complete crisis. And we've seen even with this campaign, him use ChatGPT for his ads.
I think that he has a lot of great experience cutting social programs, harassing women, and taking bribes. So, I'm a little worried that Zohran doesn't have as much experience in those fields. But I don't know. I feel like Cuomo probably smells like aqua velvet and like leather polish. And I don't know, he just makes me feel very uncomfortable. It feels like one of your dad's friends just like talks a little too close.
The vibes.
And it's like a little too handsy with everyone.
As New Yorkers, when we can tell when someone's 10 toes and when they're not. That's it.
What we've had so far sucks.
What are your thoughts on Cuomo?
Sucks. What can I say? He comes from a family of politicians. After a while, you start stinking.
Zohran represents something different in a way that I think maybe for many people Trump did too.
MAGA has understood this for the last 10, 15 years. You have cool music, you have food, everyone's welcome. Like, the only thing we're going to talk about is how to make your life better, right? Like, there's no, check at the gate. And I think that these progressives finally get it, and they know how to message it, right? There's like, hey, you know how your life kind of sucks right now? What if we made it suck less? And I think that's a powerful message. And I think these guys actually believe it, unlike the MAGA people who have been saying that and blaming trans immigrant basketball players.
What brings you out here today?
I don't know. I just kind of found myself. I'm a big fan of visiting stadiums all around the country. It seems like a very chill vibe here.
Yeah.
And they just kind of let me in. I don't know. Hell yeah, of course. Fuck yeah. Zohran Mamdani.
Yeah.
He's the GOAT. Of course, they'll still say, oh, it's New York. It's woke.
Chat, guys, it kind of feels bad, chat. Guys, a part of me is kind of sad because, guys, he says Zohran's the GOAT, whatever, but, guys, I thought Zohran left him behind, man. I thought he dropped him off. He said, Hassan, I don't even know this guy. They said, Hassan, boy, I met this guy once. One day, yeah, what about it, man? Yo, he dropped him off, man.
Too gay. That's why they want universal child care as opposed to Arkansas, I guess. But it'll work everywhere. It works here, it works everywhere.
What are your thoughts on Cuomo?
Oh my God! Imagine not reading between the lines. I made a joke about. Oh, I can't.
What can I say about
Jesus fuck.
Andrew Cuomo?
Actual son
He's
in
a
the chat. I
disgrace.
can't.
And he's not a big fan of mine either. So
Has he talked shit about you?
quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
Like especially this past week, he's been bringing my name up virtually every day.
The assemblyman will not denounce Hamas. The assemblyman will not denounce Hassan Piker, who said America deserved 9/11.
I find the comments that Hassan made on 9/11 to be objectionable and reprehensible.
Cuomo is throwing out mailers, or the Cuomo campaign is throwing out mailers. I think it's a sign that his campaign is failing so spectacularly, because New Yorkers, majority of New York voters, they don't know who the fuck I am. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know who I am, and the ones that do are here, and they obviously like me.
Yo, you saw Hassanabi earlier? Because I think he was there.
Oh yeah, I chopped it up with him.
Yo, we chopped it up with him? Yo, type shit, that's dope.
Yeah, he's cool.
So I don't think a single New
Is
Yorker
this
is
guy
gonna be like,
bugged? It's just, bro, this sounds bugged.
yeah, this was a real big misstep
He's a
for
paid
Zohran.
actor, I think.
I wanted fast and free buzzes, but he did a podcast with a guy. He did a Twitch stream with a guy. Nah, not for me. It's cancel culture bullshit, which is crazy because he's the right-wing candidate.
Yeah.
You know?
What about cancel culture in general?
I mean, cancel culture in general sucks. It's not great, but everybody does it. Everybody utilizes it. Everybody leans into it.
I think everyone's getting, fucking over that shit.
They're so over it. I kind of want to bring it back a little bit. Like, I think we went a little too far on the other side.
Yeah.
Everyone is.
Chat, people don't bat the eye about cancel culture when their side gets a W, right? But they say, oh, cancel culture sucks, shit's trash, whatever, when they suffer the consequences of those same pressures. You can say it sucks always and be vocal about that. Otherwise, if you cash in the W's, you gotta take the L's. I say this every day. Cash in the W's, you gotta take
Just
the
like
L's.
promoting Adolf Hitler.
Oh, yeah, no,
on the timeline where I'm like,
I'm saying my side, brother. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a right winger. Like you didn't do the political thing the other day, bro. I'm a progressive leftist for real, 1,000,000%. Bro,
That's insane.
That's
maybe
crazy.
we should bring back some woke culture.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like maybe not all the cancel culture, but like we need to bring woke back a little bit.
What do you think started that shift?
Elon bought Twitter and then said, I love neo-Nazis and we should have them fucking do whatever they want on the platform. I mean, he openly did it.
Yeah, yo, it's crazy seeing y'all out here. This is like New York City, bro. Yo, it's lit.
What lessons do you think that the Democratic Party...
Wait, which one? What?
Or on the other side,
Yeah.
everyone is just like promoting Adolf Hitler.
Oh, yeah, no.
On the timeline where I'm
Social
like,
media is insane now.
maybe we should bring back some woke culture,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like maybe not all the cancel culture, but like we need to bring woke back a little bit.
What do you think started that shift?
Elon bought Twitter and then said, I love neo-Nazis and we should have them fucking do whatever they want on the platform. I mean, he openly did it.
Yeah, yo, it's crazy seeing y'all out here. This is like New York City, bro. Yo, it's lit.
What lessons do you think that the Democratic Party and people running for office around the country can take from the success of Zohran's campaign?
Yeah, I mean, I think the authenticity, not only in terms of values, but in terms of believing in what you stand for while not being tied to, again, the same financial institutions that are harming the lives of working people, right? The Democratic Party needs to let go of, of AIPAC, of BlackRock, of Lockheed Martin, of the same institution, the same financial institutions that are electing, Republicans who, are dismantling our democracy.
I think people are fed up.
Guys, I don't get a check, guys. I thought we saw something with BlackRock and it's like how they label things and whatever. And I thought they get a company score based on if they're inclusive and whatever, and like if they're progressive, and then they get like a boost or more if they're like left or whatever. But now they do this on right. Like I don't get it. Because it's kind of hard. Sometimes these videos make it look like BlackRock they're super left, sometimes super right. So it's why I quit. But yeah.
They realize that the situation is untenable. There's no hope for the younger generations out there. They feel like they can't pay rent. They feel like they'll never be able to own a home. They feel like they'll never be able to retire at a reasonable age. And everything is increasingly more dog shit year over year. So people arrive at that position not because of people like myself or...
Stay outside of the cities and stay at your parents' house is what it is. Yo, you want to play the meta, the way the meta is built right now? Buddy, stay at home with mama and dada. Yeah, and you can pay them a little bit of rent. Why? Because nobody gives a fuck about living by yourself if it's fucking miserable. If you're in a city and you're broke and you want to be by yourself, guess what? You can't do it. You can't do it. And if you do it, let's give it a buck. You're not thriving. You are barely surviving and maybe not surviving. What the fuck are you talking about?
Whatever, leading them into that position. But they arrive at that position on their own because they're like, well, okay, there's got to be an alternative out there because this shit doesn't fucking work.
New York is not for sale.
It'll be great to have a mayor who is really about the people. And it sounds cliche to say, but it's really hard to get elected as a mayor off of the backs of people and not corporations and not big money, and Zohran was able to do that. So to have someone who is untethered to the very powers that make life difficult in this city is what I'm most looking forward to, and showing the country how a democratic socialist leads, how a leftist leads, and how a progressive leads, right? In comparison to a moderate mayor. So I'm looking forward to seeing a human-centered way of governing and being one of the most powerful people in the city. And Zohran's a good person and has gotten here through the power of movement strength and co-governance. And that's unlike many of the people who have led this city or have ever led this city.
Ever.
And I'm really excited about that.
Was there never been
What
a
do you
good
think
mayor in the
about
city?
maybe cutting back from eggs and then maybe like hunting deer or killing rabbits?
Yo, bro, that ain't, it's like just out in the city, it just isn't practical. We ain't hunting rats and shit, We know what's going on with that,
Big Zo right there.
Big Zo. I got a
Make sure to go vote. November 24th.
Yeah.
As Saddam wrapped up at the Zohran rally, JP was just gearing up for something big. As I mentioned early on, he infiltrated an Andrew Cuomo-hosted young professional mixer at an undisclosed location in Manhattan. What Andrew Cuomo didn't know is that a group called Climate Defiance, known for their confrontational antics, had already planned to disrupt the young professional mixer. But JP knew about everything. He knew about the mixer, he knew about the disruption, and he got both sides of the story. Channel 5, ground news style, both sides. Anyway,
okay, so
everybody.
Channel 5 video. Okay, got it. That was interesting. Yeah, I don't fucking know about none of this shit, to be honest with you.